rated, y'all. I'm just saying. Sex is like cooperative fitness.
What are we talking about?
You know, it's a great workout. It's good cardio. I don't need.
What are you talking about?
Quickly. 3, 2, 1, go.
I didn't even hear the question.
Quickly.
I fell in
I
love
fell
quickly.
in love quickly. 3, 2, 1, go.
Shit.
Yeah. Okay. How far do I go though?
What's going through your mind?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if I was like 6 feet tall, I'd kind of just lay on my side right here and like take this whole row. But like every time I'd hear that phrase of, you know, I still haven't been able to say it throughout my entire life. Even
Damn, you
when
can't say
like,
the
my
word?
family would say it to me, or my friends would say it to me, or when my partner would say it to me. And despite all the training I've done,
Together for 1.5 years, Helen Chai is on the spectrum for 3 years. What does the spectrum mean?
watching movies, I still don't register or follow with like what love means. You know what? Here we go. Here, I'm just lay down right here. Actually, this floor is
Damn. Who broke his heart?
You were talking about not experiencing what love is supposed to be, and I feel like I caught you in a mental trap that I spent like years in. The thing with media and music and like movies is that we're
Did she
told like
do that to
this
us?
is what neurotypicals experience.
Did she? I don't look like her. Cause it don't match the skin, her body.
And this is the peak of existence. And there's no supposed to. Whatever you feel and brings you joy is your path. And that's one of the things that makes our love so unique.
Actually, that's I kind of feel like, cause I think what I've talked to Ray earlier about, I'm more of a shower than a teller. Like these words of affirmations, like saying things like, I miss you, is things that I'm not very strong at talking about. And more in my actions, I can show things that I care about you. You know, like, I'll bring you food.
Yes.
Or I will
She like that shit, her
hug
fat
you
ass.
harder. And I'll be like, I got you, girl.
I feel like I definitely found strong feelings for him quickly. You did things that were very difficult to ignore, like write me love poems and share them.
You can't. Oh, if you doing that shit, buddy, you can't say you don't fall in love quickly or whatever the fuck. Cause you just said you writing love poems.
Age.
Just how I did it.
The fuck.
I'm not on strongly agree
I
because
ain't gonna lie. If you writing love poems, you gotta be in love. Cause I'm not writing love.
these feelings
I never
mean.
wrote a love poem
So
to a
I'm hesitant
in my whole life.
to fully
Be vulnerable?
Thank you. Yeah, hesitant to fully be vulnerable, and
I wanna
it's
see-
not a bad thing.
Yeah. I saw you kind of agree.
Are these two together? Cause I wouldn't say how that shit works out.
Yes, I think being on a spectrum, sometimes we just
I like her swag.
love bomb. I would like write him letters. I was like probably way too.
Terry and Ayumi, so they gotta be together. Together for 8 years. I know Ayumi's on the spectrum. I'm guessing the spectrum must be autistic.
Getting like
They're
obsessiveness.
autistic.
I was just like, yeah, heart eyes immediately.
Around a month into us dating, we were just like talking it in and out, and I fell asleep, and he just like let me like sleep with like my head in his lap, and I was like,
Damn, oh shit. That's
I want to be with him forever, but I just kept that to myself because no one says that a
a
month in.
coincidence.
My partner wants
Why don't you
more,
say
No one
shit?
says that a month in.
my partner wants more physical intimacy than me. 3, 2, 1.
Oh shit. We see a disconnect here.
Split here between Chai and Ray.
Let's see something.
Well, it's not that I don't like physical intimacy, but I know clearly Ray definitely likes it more than I do. Yeah, I did lack a lot of physical intimacy. Since in my childhood, I learned physical affection more through fists than hugs. What did caught me more was that there was a certain way that Ray hugged me differently than the way that I naturally got hugs. And I'm like, this feels really warm and nice.
Damn, I forgot to do my check.
I don't like getting naked. I feel like sex is kind of overrated, y'all. I'm just saying. Sex is like cooperative fitness. You know, it's a great workout. It's precaution. Like, it ain't a bad thing. It's a pretty great thing.
All right.
I don't need it.
Yeah, so that's a balance that's hard to maintain sometimes. I've definitely had to tone back my desire for physical interactions. I get a lot of those needs met through hand holding and hugging, so I'm like basically always.
Fuck no! If she want that, if she want to have
Funny,
sex,
like
you
when
gotta.
I first asked Ray, may I
I
place
ain't gonna
my
lie,
hand?
she a rider though. She a real one though, cause most women, you know, you catch nowadays, they if you ain't giving a lot of sex, they gonna fucking buck. So
Into your
I fuck with that, you know.
Or can I run my
And look how
face
she
into
looking
your
at
face?
him. She look like she just wanna
Because
suck
I
him up
didn't
right
know,
now.
like how because consent is important, y'all. Like, you know, gotta get that
He's
consent.
funny, he's
I
funny
need the
as fuck.
verbal cues to be like, may I have your permission to do the things I'm about to do to you? So that's kind of what I needed a lot. If she says, I'm feeling it, I'm like, I got you. And she says, I'm not feeling it, I'm gonna turn off.
It seems that
I ain't gonna lie. So it'd be weird as fuck. He'd be like, in the bed, he finna have sex with us. And he'd be like, do you wanna do this or something like that? He'd be like that, nigga. Like
there's a
some shit
lot
like
of
that.
commonalities here. I've literally heard her say some of the same words you just said. It. She's like, you know, okay, give me your hand. I'm gonna put my hand in your hand now. And I'm like, you don't gotta ask for that. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna hug you. I'm like, babe, you like my whole wife.
It's an awkward thing for me when it comes to physical, because I still, to this day, I ask for consent a lot of times because this doesn't come naturally. I don't know, I'm like in the middle because sometimes I'm overstimulated, so he might try to give me affection and I might be like, you know, right now is not a good time. My youngest is the same way. We get overstimulated really easily, so she's like, don't touch me, don't hug me, you know. But sometimes I need a lot of affection. I'm like, come on, like, you know, comfort me, I need comforting. And other times I'm like, you know, this is
Nah, I couldn't be with you. I'm sorry.
that right now.
I couldn't be with you.
Like, I mean, I
couldn't do this
experience a
shit.
lot of overstimulation. That basically makes me more inclined to like set my skin on fire than it is to want that.
Your first words on this fucking shit is to my son your skin on
Basically
fire.
makes me more inclined to like set my skin on fire than it is to want to like be like in a romantic like touching situation sometimes. I struggle with the question, I guess, because it's not me. That's just like how my body reacts to my environment. It's not something like I identify with. It's just, if anything, it's just a cause for annoyance, which is something that I try not to do because that really just makes
I
it
wanna
worse. But generally, I consider myself in like spirit and personality. Like I love affection. I love physical intimacy. It's really good and it helps my heart like heal in many, many ways. So.
I can tell he's been hurt.
I was nervous to join this relationship. 3, 2, 1.
Damn.
I wasn't necessarily looking for a relationship.
That's how it
and,
always happens.
I was not aware that Chai was on the spectrum until we started dating. I just thought he was awkward,
I mean, that's still true.
which is still true. For me, I immediately knew that the relationship was going to be more difficult than I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't a make or break deal.
This was also my first relationship, and you know, Ray gave me something that not a lot of socially awkward,
V-boy.
introverted guys with low self-esteem is that was, you know, attention and affirmation, you know, kind of the AA batteries for people with low self-esteem. I forgot what the prompt was. Oh, nervous. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was so nervous because just like how I'm doing it right now. It's hard because it's a brand new experience for me. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm just let's go and see what happens.
I'd love to hear from on this side. We have some disagrees.
Well, I'm dyslexic, So I read the signs wrong.
Oh no,
And
do you
I'm on
want to
the wrong
move?
side.
Go for it. You can move too.
I was gonna say I somewhat agree. At the time when I met Terry, I was in the military, and I didn't know I was on the spectrum.
Man, I didn't know
but I knew there
dyslexia
was
worked like
something
that.
going on.
I don't know how it
So
works.
I was somewhat nervous because I was afraid that he was gonna think I'm a little weird or different, because I already knew that I am very different than the, neurotypical person.
The craziest thing was we discovered her autism after we discovered our children's. Because it was just like, wait a minute, you did that, and you do that, and you talk like that, and it was like, oh wow, like, and we just started to educate. So I strongly disagree, and some of the, if we want to describe it as quirkiness, that's what made me fall in love with her. So I was very rigid, stern, strong, cold. She was very, what are you talking about? Let it go, And eventually I was able to
That
just
boy's in
let go.
love.
So I think I definitely gained from being in a relationship with her.
So I strongly agreed because there was something so
I'm sorry.
genuine.
I'm fucking sorry, but what the fuck is this? What is this shit? It's been pissing me off this whole fucking time, bro. Like, what is this shit, bro?
About Connor, it didn't even like
I'm
register
sorry,
to
bro.
me at first that he
I
was
might cut it
autistic
out
too.
when I'm
The day
uploading
he
to
told me
YouTube,
he
bro.
loved me, I
God,
told my
man.
best friend, and she was like,
They gonna fucking
well, like,
strike
what
my
does he
shit.
want? And I was like, I don't know. But since then, it's been incredible, and he's created such a safe environment for me, and
I feel better now.
It's the best relationship, and I love him very much. So.
I remember when we first met, we were at a park with a bunch of people we barely knew.
He definitely
We were
smokes
both
that
stressed about
ganja.
that, and
That's
we
so
both, like the first time I even caught her eye, we gave each other like a stressed out side glance from being in a social situation. I'm like, yeah, because I've always gravitated towards people who are not neurotypical, and like she's not normal, but it's okay. It's okay.
We know.
We had talked a lot about like
We know,
wanting to
buddy.
find people, like how we'd wanted to find someone that we could like open up to in the face of trauma.
She
that we
looks like
both
the girl, out that Disney Channel cartoon. She looks like that girl. I
it was at
forgot
that
the
point I was
name.
like, okay, like the nervousness will have to come to an end, and I think this is the person that I want to like retrain my brain into like doing that with.
I forgot the name,
I
bro.
want kids on the spectrum.
What?
3, 2, 1, go.
We have kids on the spectrum.
I know.
You want kid? You wouldn't want kids on the spectrum.
If I were to like design a baby, I would make changes. I'm also an engineer, and there are things
That's
that,
basically
like,
saying
in my life that
you
like,
want your kid
I
to
don't
have
feel attached
autism.
to, and if I could, I would change just from like a genetics point of view. So.
I don't think you want your
I
kid to have
don't
autism.
see that there's any fault in being on the spectrum, because this disability
but ain't
is
nothing
just
wrong with
that society
being
sees
on
as our
it,
inability
but-
to communicate or talk to people, that to portray our intelligence not by our minds but by the way we speak. Why wouldn't you want to love your kids, whether they're on the spectrum, any sexuality, any race, gender, or however? I suppose mostly my strongly disagree comes from what the way the world is kind of seeming like going now for our future generations. So that's more like, do I want kids? I mean,
I can't see Chadwick getting
We have
any
children on the
kids.
spectrum. And
Because what the fuck is he gonna do?
being with Ayumi.
Not because he's on the
and
spectrum, but
having
just
kids
because,
to
like, you know,
discover that has
it's fucking
really
weird.
changed my life. It's changed my patience. It's changed my observations of self. It's changed
He gotta be bald head
all
on
of
that
the
cap.
trauma that I grew up with. Although it is definitely a learn as you go experience, and I definitely don't have, a closet full of all wins. I definitely am grateful for that opportunity.
They're amazing, like literally the most talented little girls ever. I do feel, sad because they do have challenges with making friends and not being able to, I guess, be the neurotypical kid and being able to understand directions right away. So I do have to think, like, do I want another child to, have to go through that? So I say somewhat agree because there's a lot of challenges that I had to go through that my kids are going through. So, but amazing people, little humans.
I have felt difficult to love. 3,
How long is this fucking video?
1.
I feel like I've been just a therapist the whole fucking video. Like, I felt,
1.
I forgot what he said.
Difficult to love.
3. Alright.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna make
Shit.
sure the question's correct because I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of things I have going on, like low self-esteem, extremely overstimulated, and
Strongly disagree.
Yeah, I think you might want to come over here.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying you're there
you
because
feel
you
hard
feel
to
like you're easy to love if you're on that side.
oh no.
Yeah, you need to go to struggle degree because I was about to say, that's what I was trying to say.
Oh
Like,
man. Oh, look at it. Oh,
Can we start all over?
Line's not long.
Okay, I teleported on this
we're such
side.
an unlovable.
I'll start for the top. Okay. So yes, I do feel like I'm very difficult to love. It's hard to be vulnerable, and being on the spectrum on top of that, it's just hard for me to communicate, or I might overreact. You know, it's just, I feel like more than the typical person, I have a lot more things going on. So I'm just like, why would somebody love me when I have all these things? I can't even follow simple directions, or I can't even communicate something. So I just feel like I have lots of obstacles.
First, I'm going to say that this room
Why is
should
it
be
blurry over here
a
on the
living
side?
example of our belief that we're difficult to love is not real, because everyone probably thinks that way to some degree. And she's easy to love. She's a great mom, and I could sit up here and talk for hours about why I do love her and how easy it is, but I also understand she does have the challenges that she mentioned, but so do I. I also agree that I'm difficult to love, even though I would hope that she disagrees. But, you know, if you choose to love me, you know, love me for my strengths and help me through my weaknesses. So that's how I see it.
I like them as a couple, I ain't gonna
So
lie.
it's funny for me, like holding Connor's hand and being like, I feel hard to love, but autism itself is not the reason for that. For me, it's other disorders
need to
that,
find
like,
what she looks like.
because I experience a lot of dysregulated emotion, like unpredictable waves of rage and paranoia and just things that I think would be stressful for a person to deal with being with me. But Connor has been very patient, and I want to make him as happy as I possibly can, even in the midst of my challenges.
Is she finna cry?
Finding her hard to love isn't something that I think about. It's not something that I experience. I
Looks
find
like,
her easy to love because I love her a lot. But in my personal experience, like the way my brain seems to work is that like, if my brain's in the mood
I
to
got you,
perceive myself as-
hold up. Hold up. Let me see. Fuck, no. It's in here. Hold up. It was one of these. Oh, fuck. Disney. This is what she looks like. This is what she looks like right here. Sounded like kind of like this. I seen this shit right here. This is what she looks like. I wish I could go back and show y'all. Yeah, that's what she looks like. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, but you know, I'm just saying what's
not likable or unlovable, it immediately summons the ghosts of everyone in my life that I've ever thought displayed that kind of reaction to anything that I may or may not have done. And so
not
like
gonna lie,
I've had much
he
more
looks like a,
experience in that realm than I have in the self-help, like self-love, like,
killer.
oh, I'm great, like I'm doing good. It's been an effort for me to try to like, retrain my brain to do less of that for less amount of like the time that I'm alive and awake, so.
Damn, love is pretty darn hard. Like, yeah, I don't see how anyone could have figured this thing out. So many people feel alone when they're not alone. Like, you see how lonely that side is and how unlonely this side is to feeling like that we are alone?
There's nobody on this side.
How could this be? We're all sitting on the same line. We can't even fit on the same line. Like, y'all would have been right here, but like, it's just not enough room for people to be alone, you know?
Yeah, I really want to be in this line. But I'm in this line because even though I've expressed feeling not safe or feeling lonely or feeling like I don't know who to turn to or who will accept me, I know that these feelings are transitions, and there's something that I need to find for myself within them. I'm trying to get over there, or yes, over there.
Yeah, right.
And really grateful to Chai for helping
She
me.
look like she go crazy in the fucking bed.
Well, guys,
You know,
this was
the
an amazing
nerd looking
conversation.
girls that be
Is a wrap.
looking like they be going crazy.
You are all set. Thank you guys so much.
You did good.
Huh?
You did good.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Black Love, Black History Month, you know, we rooting for that shit, you know, we love that. You know, we love that. We love that. We love that.